feel it in the pressure. Crazy damage. Moral of the story, don't use a pull-through sharpener. This is a knife I actually put a new handle on for a customer. The scales were all beat up, busted. This is Boxelder stabilized. A little bit of foul work on it, not much. But I like the way the taper does on the handle. Pretty pleased with it. Always can do better. But I didn't shorten it. Just one of those, with the handle done, and then slide it back to the top. You know, when you get damage like that from a pull-through sharpener, you know, in order to fix it, that much of the blade would have to be ground off, so it's not worth it. It's one of those, just deal with it, I guess. It's not the end of the world. I don't think you need to just snap a lot. This is a Stray USA. Starting to see a little burr come up now. When you spin a pocket knife right, it literally turns them into a straight blade. You know, Kenny, he does a lot of things for you. Much better efficiency on cutting, edge retention. Got a full burr, all except that tip, just a little bit of work on it. You'll see the white line come up. Nice burr. Nice burr. We're done with that one. The Uncle Henry Stray. I love these knives. You know, they're inexpensive, but man, they're just workhorses. Starting to see a burr on the tip, so I'll stay away from it now. Starting to come down a little bit. The tip, obviously, because it's thinner, will heat up before anything else. This is definitely in need of thinning. Another one of those deals, if I would have went and started sharpening it on the 1/30, you know, 8-10 passes, and I probably still wouldn't have a burr, and that's just too much grinding on the edge, because obviously the edge is where the most damage is done, obviously. But you also get what's called work hardening. If you sharpen the edge too much, work hardening, just Google it, it'll make the edge brittle. So by thinning, we're up here in the thicker part of the metal, the structure of the metal. It's a nice looking bevel, by the way. Instead of doing the work up here in the thick part, instead of overworking and overheating that edge, Scotch-Brite wheel does really well when you can use it on these pocket knives. Just kind of polish it and blend in those edges a little bit. That one's ready to be sharpened. Blade left on this one to sharpen, but we'll give it a shot. Angle guide on this Luma 30 is gone. So I'm not using this one. I gotta order another one. I don't trust it. The angle doesn't feel right. Probably is, but this is a good one, so I'll just use the old half-speed butt tool. The Cubitron 120. Yep. Ring house there. This is an 830. I always get 830s and 845s. I don't know. I've really not noticed a big difference in them. Whichever one I have, that's the one I use. There's two passes, and that is all. See the dust flying over the edge? Tells me I've got a good apex, plus the burr was on it. There's two passes because I like leaving that shooty edge to it. So I'm one of those, I know like most of you, I just have to try it every single way before I'm satisfied with it. I've gone all the way up from 830 up to 1000 up to 1200, tested it. I've done 120, tested just about every kind of combination you can think of. And I know that the 120 830 is very common. A lot of people talk about it, a lot of people use it, and it just works. No sense in overcomplicating it. Probably the only process that I overcomplicate, or I guess maybe, is this honing process, the burr removal. You know, I've said plenty of times before, it wasn't until I started looking under everything with a microscope that I realized I'm leaving the root burr. I was getting the main burr off, it was great, but I wasn't getting that hard to get wire edge root burr off. And that's where that rock hard felt comes in. So we did the 120 Cubitron, did the 830, which is about a 600 grit, 2 passes. Paper wheel, I discovered it, love it. I'll always use it. With the white compound, I'll come over here to the hard felt to get the hard burr off, the root burr, and then a couple passes on that leather belt, and it will be sharp. It's ready to go. All right, let's get it. I always check because I want to go just enough so I'm getting a clean cut. Not a clean cut yet, which is telling me I've not got the burr off of it yet. I think that is wet. How did it get wet? All right, so let's do something different. This is just not wanting to get it, is it? Let's see what happens. Super light pressure here. That's better. Still not what I want. There we go. One more pass. All right, I'm calling that one good. get in a hurry, I guess just used to it, and I have to remind myself to slow down. My passes is way too fast. And then I notice when I'm thinking about it and I slow down, I get a much better product. Imagine that. That's a good one. I always tell when you get some good steel. I mean, that is a precision cut right there. I like it. So, another good thing about having a mini jewelry buffer is clean them up when you're done. I don't know if you've ever used a hard felt wheel. I've got some wider ones, but it don't seem like it. But man, it will sure clean up some brass now. If I had a bunch to do, I would change that wheel out. I would have a clean white one on this side, a yellow one on that side, which the yellow is softer. And I would do white compound on the white wheel, green compound on the yellow. Still doing a pretty good job. One thing I like to do is have two separate wheels, one for brass, the other was for wood, but didn't happen on this one. So let's just clean this one up for a second and we'll call it good. About a little bit of little flits, and then a little never dull. The guy gave me a tip, and it works. I just don't have any. He restores antique road bikes, and he saw me using flits, and he asked if I've ever used aluminum foil to work the flits in. So I tried it. Yeah, it works. It works fine. It gives a nice black slurry, but I normally don't keep it around here. All right, just a little bit of polishing. Never dull, and that's it. This brings out the luster in that box elder. I really enjoy working on pocket knives and putting scales on. I did some file work on that. Not the greatest. I've not done it but a couple times. But it does add a little bit of interest to the otherwise dull spine. And just for good measure, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of rim oil. Hit the blade some. This one's got a good snap to it. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming along. I'm in Tyrone, Georgia, the perfect blade. My passion is knives and sharpening knives, restoring them. I've done it my whole life, but I really just had a last 5-6 years has become my passion. I made a business out of it. So it's not so bad. Look at the way that brass shined up. It's a good looking knife, isn't it? Just something different. I just wanted something, he wanted something kind of blingy, a little bit of color to it. You know, this had the wood scales on it. And I'm looking for, I've got a couple of these I've got to do for myself, but I'm looking for a type of scale that almost looks like antique wood used. Got anything but perfect. So it kind of has that old school look to it. Well, we got that. We got our Uncle Henry sharpener. And one. That's 4 knives tonight. It's not bad. That one's got to have a little bit of oil before we get out of here. That's tough right there, man. I offered to do a full cleanup, but he just wanted these back in the morning. And I just like doing it so much, I normally just include it with the cost. I know that's not the best business practice, but for repeat customers or good customers, I always do what I tell them and a little bit more. But we're gonna call those good. 2 Barlows, which is my favorite. It's a Schrade, and Uncle Henry, which is a Schrade, and short and ready to go out the door. I appreciate you guys watching, participating. Click on the old frog here and he'll help you subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. Stay sharp with a perfect blade.